Geez, even future Goten has an attitude problem. Wait, did I make something worse than future Trunks? What's up everybody, Stepdaz here, and welcome to another edition of Dragon Ball Days for Goku Month, and it's the last one. I know we didn't get around to a lot of videos, but I'm getting back into the swing of things, slowly but surely. I just need to catch up on a few projects that I've been putting off. As well as a rant that I'm gonna have to get to. Hopefully I get this weekend off. Once I get my rhythm back, I'll be back to normal about it. And speaking of normal, let's talk about something not normal. If the son of Son Goku, the second one, was actually born first. Here we go through a timeline where Son Goku's more energetic son ended up taking the reins a lot earlier in Dragon Ball Z. With a more battle-centric son, we've seen a lot of things change in Goku. As a matter of fact, one thing that's really changed about Goku is he's more of a family man in this timeline. Yeah, with a son that likes to train about as much as he does, Chi-Chi's far more lenient, and when the Saiyan threat arrived, she even joined in. Not only does this make Chi-Chi more interesting, more powerful, but she's way more useful of a character than just the bitchy mother. So, let's get to the recap and get on with this part. In the last part, we saw Goten, the future one, have a spar with Vegeta that was relatively mean. But according to your vote, Vegeta and him actually went into the time chamber. Not only that, but according to the vote for this part, Chi-Chi will be going into the time chamber with Goku and Goten. So, they're not gonna get the full year, they're gonna get 8 months. I do see the logic in this decision, but there is something you overlooked. What will that be? Well, let's get into it. This is what if Goten was born first. With Kami inside Piccolo, we have a unique situation where Piccolo is outmatched. Yeah, Cell would wipe the floor with the Namekian. Yeah, being an entire Namekian warrior down really puts Piccolo in a bad bind here. So, the way to fix this, I think, would be introduce a warrior that could help him. Tien. The two of them together? Okay, I'm kind of pushing it a little bit, and I do see a reality in which one of them would die here, but I'm gonna say both of them survive, barely, because then Krillin and future Goten would arrive. Then future Goten would go fight Vegeta. There we go, Cell's discovery is wrapped up with a nice pink little ribbon. Why pink? Because I thought pink was fine. Blue. Silver. What's your favorite color, Schmidt? Okay, green. A nice green little ribbon. Cell! Okay, yeah, that was good. That's good, Schmidt. That's real good. But who goes with Krillin to the lab? Well, Yamcha's still around. And Goku's back to normal earlier. Let's give Yamcha something to do. Like killing Cell and destroying the sub-lab. Cell is more focused on finding 17 and 18 anyway, so Piccolo and Tien getting out of there alive? Alright, I can see it. However, it's not until the 17 fight that Tien and Piccolo are in a bad way. Piccolo, again, doesn't have Nail. He doesn't have that second Namekian warrior, so things are gonna go bad for Piccolo. Much like Han and Gohan, Goten would in fact get angry, turn Super Saiyan, and try to fly away. This is the first time Chi-Chi would see her son and her husband turn Super Saiyan because, well, she wasn't there for the Zero fight. She was tending to Goku, who never turned Super Saiyan. In front of her. She was dead on Namek. Eventually, an angry yell from Chi-Chi to tell Goten to stop fighting his father would snap the child back and he would fly back to the lookout. Goku would still do the instant transmission thing, but they do have a Chi-Chi, so they don't have to waste some Senzu beans. Chi-Chi heals up Tien and Piccolo just as future Goten and Vegeta emerge from the chamber. They're not in time to save 17 though. Now let's take a quick look at something. Because you guys wanted two bitter rivals to be in the time chamber together. Oh boy. They didn't have any urge to train together. So, just like Vegeta and Trunks in the original, they would mostly train on their own, but again, that's not saying a whole lot. And, well, they would be pissed off at each other, and they would get into a couple of fights, but without senzu beans, or any way to heal those wounds, they're just putting themselves up to go to bed more than train. So they're going to be hurt too much to train in some of the months. The only reason this didn't go completely tragically for them is because of the Zenkai boost. So they're just like Future Trunks and just like Vegeta in the canon. Good vote, y'all. Honestly, I wouldn't have done it. I would have had Future Goten go in with Piccolo, and you could have shared some stories. But Vegeta's not interested in said stories, so check out the mini-sode Monday about the future of Goten when I get around to it. This part just came out, so it's probably gonna come up either next Monday or the Monday after. Everything would go pretty much according to plan as far as the canon of the series, up until Vegeta allows Cell to hunt 18. Future Goten does not have the vice that Future Trunks does. As soon as Vegeta offers this, he tries to go after Cell. Vegeta goes after him, so he goes after Vegeta. The two Saiyans bicker and fight as Krillin, 18, and 16 have to work together to try to live long enough. But this does open an interesting scene. Remember the scene where Future Trunks was getting lectured by Cell about the pump-up buff form, the Super Saiyan Grade 3 form? How anybody can do it? Future Trunks got that from Perfect Cell. In this timeline, Future Goten gets that from Vegeta, who shows that he can do that all the same. It's not a strange thing. Even though Vegeta can do the same thing as far as Super Saiyan Grade 3, Future Goten does have one thing on the Prince. Yeah, you remember that Skyrim joke in an earlier part? If you don't, check it out. I did that on purpose. Future Goten is a bit more intelligent as far as the art of war. He knows how to read Vegeta. He's fought his Vegeta plenty of times, and he spent an entire year in the time chamber with Vegeta. So even though he's technically using a slower form, he's able to land the hits where it matters, and eventually Vegeta is knocked down. I say that that's a big thing, but he spent way too much time bickering with the other Saiyan. Now, Cell is perfect. He munches on a senzu bean he was going to save for Vegeta, but decides not to, and powers up to go fight Perfect Cell. You can imagine how this one plays out. Future Goten does give him the idea of the Cell games though, because he still has yet to fight Goku, and it's not like one more win is going to matter to him. Okay, so things aren't really different as far as you guys voting for Vegeta and Future Goten to train together. What about the 8 months that Chi-Chi, Goku, and Goten get together in the time chamber? Surely there's gotta be some impressive change here, right? Kinda? Well, I do understand y'all's logic when it comes down to keeping things balanced. You know, he already has Super Saiyan going into it. He should be able to master full power Super Saiyan, not a problem with his father. Even if Chi-Chi's there, right? 8 months should be long enough. Okay, so they do achieve full power Super Saiyan. They are able to hold the form without burning a whole lot of stamina. That much is similar, but when it comes down to how difficult the training is, it's the first couple of months with Chi-Chi that makes things really difficult for them. She hates the thought of her son looking like some punk or some monster. You know? It's one thing that Chi-Chi was always, a protective mother. When it comes down to seeing Goten like this, she doesn't like it. It's not until Goku explains to Chi-Chi, which Goku and Goten still get good training in base form, But it's not until Goku actually says something about how he got the transformation that Chi-Chi backs off, because it was about her the whole time. The pain that he felt losing his wife, who means a whole lot more to him than in the canon, they have a very touching scene here. Yeah, they're a little behind in canon because of Chi-Chi, but 6 months should still be enough to pull off the full power Super Saiyan transformation and be able to hold it for some time. And Chi-Chi gets used to seeing Goten as a Super Saiyan. In fact, this family time together helps Goten tap into that pain of loss that Goku was describing. You know, the idea of feeling that pain and using that pain to transform into a Super Saiyan. She kind of understands a bit more than in canon here, and Goten having time with his mom and his dad, a whole year, just family time, having fun, training, all that other stuff. Okay, this is something good for the kid. After their day inside the chamber is over, we go to the full-powered Super Saiyan father and son, and one more, or should I say 2 more, leaving the chamber. Chi-Chi emerges from the time chamber pregnant. So Gohan was conceived in the hyperbolic time chamber. They're told about the Cell games and all of the filler stuff that goes on with Goku finding the Dragon Balls, setting Dende up as the Guardian. That all happens normally. I would also have it that Goten's spots where Gohan from the canon is, that would end up normally as well? I guess Goten would be a little more airheaded. Like, instead of just blasting the cover without saying another word, he would be like, what's that all about? And the other guys would be like, well, you protect Cell. And he's just kind of giggling because he can break that with a punch. And then he proceeds to break it with a punch. However, there is a +1 at the Sun Resonance at this point. Future Goten. Because it's not future Trunks, he wouldn't spend another day in the time chamber. He would want to spend the time and, listen to his dad about the whole 3 days of training, 3 days of rest, 3 days of training, and 1 more day of rest before the tournament. He would listen to his dad there and want to get some useful training out of it. We get 2 cakes for this birthday party, until eventually the fateful day arrives. The Cell Games Arena. Future Goten is the first... Wait. Hercule is the first one to fight Cell, but then future Goten is. This battle is wild, especially because future Goten arrived in full power Super Saiyan. He's not wasting any stamina in the form, and this pisses Vegeta off. He's now at the bottom of the run. He's at the bottom of the run. He can't keep up, and this is destroying him inside. The battle would be lightning. Both of them just appearing for brief moments, and really only Goku and Goten can keep up with the future Goten and Perfect Cell tossing fisticuffs at each other at high speeds. Eventually, the younger Saiyan has had enough, and when it comes down to Perfect Cell, he's just kind of in the air, grinning, arms crossed, like, what is he doing? Future Goten is charging all of the energy he can in order to finish this in 1 shot. He can't keep up at this point, and Cell doesn't look as, tired as he does. He needs to put it all in one, and if he can't do it, he needs to trust his father or his past self to do it. He can't trust Vegeta to do it.
Really? You're leaving yourself wide open to end this in one go? As a matter of fact. Yes, Goten! When it comes down to it, there's only one way you win this. Come at me with everything you've got. Fire all of it at me. Let's really stress test this.
Future Goten lets it fly as everything but one of Cell's wings is ashes. All gone. The piece just falls to the arena in front of him. When the dust clears, Goten is no longer in Super Saiyan. Future Goten lost all of his Super Saiyan power with that blast. Exhausted, the future warrior approaches the wing, staring down at it. He did it. He saved the future. Sure, it was a lot more rocky than it needed to be, but finally, he's the victor. He was able to make this happen. He did it. He actually did it. It's over. He's finished. I did it. I won. He turns to the crowd as the wing begins to twitch behind him. It's over, everyone! I did it! I killed Cell! I did it!
Goten!
Look out! Huh? What? Ah!
Perfect Cell wins. Fatality.
And that is where this timeline ends for right now. How might the rest of the Cell games go? Will someone else become a Super Saiyan 2 perhaps? Will Cell be defeated in this timeline? Or perhaps, maybe, will Vegeta have a saving grace for this saga? Will future Goten die the way that Cell intended? Go ahead and leave your comment below. Hit that subscribe button for future parts. Feel free to donate on Patreon if you so desire, and hit me up on the Stev Discord. You can find me hanging out there every now and then. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and, as always, I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.